ready for liftoff. Live from Laurelwood Golf Course in Eugene. The best guests.
Kelly Graves, Mike Parker, Josh Pate, Melyssa Lombardi, Travis Demers, the mayor of Rip City.
Smart, informative talk.
I think Dan Lanning sitting in his office going, you know what, fine, give us the toughest road to win the national championship. That's what it should be.
Teams that have the ability to take a punch in the mouth and move forward. And I think this Beavers team, they've shown that they can do that.
And a few detours.
Sean Penn doesn't look great right now.
A lot of breaking news. I had to throw that in there.
I had to throw the Sean Penn thing in there because it just shocked me.
The long wait is over. The fastest 60 minutes in sports is on the air. It's Danny Havel.
We literally could talk for 3 hours and we would not be able to catch our breath.
Justin Grossweiler.
You stole my line.
Golf, green grass, and a foamy beverage.
All you got to do is just tap it in.
Danny and Justin starts now, live from Laurelwood Golf on Fox Sports Eugene and Newport.
Hello, neighbors, and welcome. High atop the first tee and the ninth green at Laurelwood Golf Course in beautiful Eugene, Oregon. This is the fastest 60 minutes in sports talk. It's the Danny and Justin radio program. For a Thursday, we call it Weekend Eve in the Wood. Thanks for tuning in wherever and however. If you're on YouTube, thanks for tuning in there. Hello. Let's get a little pump up in the air. There we go. That's about
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, it's all right. Abby back in the studio. We're out here live. We've got a great lineup for you indeed. And we have a guest coming in right around 2:30. Melyssa Lombardi, the softball coach of the Oregon women's program, is going to be here. We're going to be talking about a golf event they're going to be doing in the middle of September. We've got Nick. We've got Jacob with our tip. We've got a lot of things to talk about. Welcome, friends. You can follow us on Blue Sky and Twitter at Danny and Justin. You can pod us wherever you do your pod platform. Danny and Justin, you got to spell out the and or the fastest 60 minutes. Thanks for tuning in to our little program. We call it the fastest 60 minutes in sports. I'm Danny Havel. Right over there to my left is my tag team partner, Justin Grossenauer. We call him Baby J. What up, boy?
Well, we got to start by talking about last night, Danny. It was a bucket list moment for me. And honestly, there's very few moments in life where you know you're never going to forget it. And yesterday when we got to sing the seventh inning stretch of the M's game, it was your birthday. Man, that was a night that I'll never forget, man. And it's so funny, too, because the Emeralds have been scorching hot all second half.
We
literally saw their biggest differential of losing the entire second half, or the entire season, I should say. It was 17-1. And so the game, but it's so funny, though, Danny, because it just makes me think. It's like, this is what sports are all about, right?
Yeah.
We go to this game, and it's your birthday, and we're there to just have a good time, and we're there to do the seventh inning stretch. And, you know, the game, honestly, like, the team we were rooting for, they didn't play very well, but it didn't matter. Honestly, I had the greatest time. It was so fun doing that with you yesterday. It was such an honor to be invited and to perform the stretch. And, growing up as a Cubs fan, you hear about Harry Carey, and I'm a little too young for actually remember Harry Carey, but
I'm not.
But throughout my years, like watching all the different people that are doing the seventh inning stretch, and you have to be somebody, right, to be invited to do the seventh inning stretch.
Kinda.
So it feels like a little bit to me like, hey, maybe I made it a little bit if we're getting invited to do something like that, and we didn't screw it up. And, man, that was fun, man. It was super
really
fun.
was. I have to say, and thanks to Dawn and Ty and Jeff and Claire and my buddy Jeremy, of course my wife, Deb, daughter Abby, who's back in the studio producing the program, for showing up and showing out, and it was a blast. I mean, it's one of those things, and honestly, I don't think the Godfather's going to invite us back in terms of what the result was, because they're down the stretch. I don't think, we have no effect or bearing on what happens in the game, but it would have been nice if they would have won. We could have talked about a win last night that we talked, but, you have one of those games, and it was just one of those
But
games.
I think it's exemplary of why, in a way, like, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter that they won or lost. We had a great time no matter what, and that's I think what sports are all about. And it would have been great. I would have loved to see them win 17-1 instead of losing 17-1.
Well, so I left. I left before the ninth inning.
I know it was 9-1.
Yeah, it was 9-1. So they scored 8 more runs in the top.
They did.
9.
Yeah.
Yikes! All right, so we had Bark in the Park yesterday. All the doggos being at the park was really cool. So I want to say, and we're not the M station. I'm doing air quotes right now. However, I mean, what Matt Dompe and his crew and Jacob Archer, who's the announcer, and the entire staff, by the way, we got to meet
100%.
some of the staff up in the press box
Yeah.
when we went up there. Really, really nice people.
Everyone was great.
The PA announcer, and I didn't catch his name, but what I'm saying is that it is a great experience, and we get to have that for another couple of years. We just found out when Matt was on our show last Friday that the M's are going to extend their stay at PK Park till 2027. We thought maybe this wouldn't be the next to last year for the M's, but no, we got one more year beyond that, so we got 2 more years of the M's. Please, if you haven't already, and especially when they're going into their stretch run into the playoffs, because there's going to be playoffs, please support the M's. I mean, this is, you can say, well, you're supporting a big league. You're supporting the people that are working at the Emeralds, locals. The local people who live here. It's not the big conglomeration or whatever. You're supporting these people that are putting their heart and soul into bringing a great fan experience. I mean,
it was great.
It really was. It was fantastic. And top to bottom, a well-run organization. So, Godfather, good on you. Sorry we couldn't bring a win home for you. However, we did not screw up.
No.
And by the way, we were in tune, and we were in sync, buddy.
Have you listened to it?
I have not.
Okay, well, I think now's a great time, Abby.
All right.
Danny and Justin from Fox Sports. Let's go!
That's me screaming, by the way.
Let us hear you.
That's you. So I will have to say, we were a little behind at the beginning, but we caught it up after like the second stanza.
Yeah, I think that we were, because here's the thing.
I would rate that as a B+ performance.
Absolutely, and that's totally fine with me. And we were trying to figure out in the beginning whether or not we had a little time to.
We didn't.
We didn't have enough time to kind of give our little like short things in the beginning.
I really wanted to do a Harry Carey, but
I know.
I couldn't.
I know, but we got on track. We figured it out. We were in step the entire way. I think that was the most important thing. Our energy was good. Neither of us are going to be performing in front of thousands of fans anytime soon in terms of our song performances, but I think we did fine. We stayed on tune. So, man, we didn't screw it up. That's all I cared about. And so B+, I'll take a B+.
So I know you sent it to Mama Kay.
Absolutely.
What was her rating?
She said we were great. The only, and this is very exemplary of my mom. The only thing she said was that I need to enunciate my vowels a little bit more at the end.
She
of the
didn't say anything about me, though.
No.
Okay.
Nope. Nothing about you. She said if you do it again, you maybe enunciate your vowels a little bit more at the end. So like ball game, like that kind of thing. Which is, I'll take it. It's fine.
Right.
If that's the criticism, not too bad.
All right. So thanks to everybody, and also thanks for Abby driving us home last night. It was fun last night. I'll tell you. And all the folks out at PK Park, great job. So great on you. So on the show today, we still have Nick. We've got a big, I think it's, we got the Smoke Show coming up this weekend here at Laurelwood. We've got Jacob Henderson with The Tip. We've got Melyssa Lombardi live right here at Laurelwood to talk about what's coming up. We've got some fall softball coming up. There's a big golf tournament that the softball team is sponsoring out at Shadow Hills. It's a different golf course. Everybody's fine with that. We're not competing. Laurelwood won the public and the private best golf course from the Register Guard, the best of. So, you know what? There you go. But we'll be talking about that and how you might be able to get involved. And, we've got the NFL. The cut day is a week from today, right? That's what it is, right?
I think so.
No, actually, you know what? It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday cut day?
Tuesday's cut day, the 26th. Black Tuesday. And instead of going with the steps, they're just going to go with a lop off with, going from 80 down to 53. And so there's been a lot of talk about the whole Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel thing. I've got some thoughts on that. We'll leave that for the last half of the program. However, thanks for tuning in, wherever and however. We're going to take our first quick break. When we come back, we will have Nick Sams to talk about what's coming up here at Laurelwood. It is a beautiful day out here on the golf course. And thanks for tuning in on the Danny and Justin radio program, the fastest 60 minutes, Fox Sports Eugene and Newport. Friends and neighbors, thanks for tuning in to the Danny and Justin radio extravaganza, the fastest 60 minutes in sports, live from Laurelwood. Melyssa Lombardi, the leader of the flock of the Oregon women's softball program, will be here with us in just about 15 minutes from now. But as we slide back into the program, over to my left, past Justin, if you're looking at us on YouTube, which, tune into us on YouTube if you can. And you can go back and watch the program later if you so desire. I don't know why you do that, but, go ahead and do that. It's Nick.
Hey.
Look, it's Nick Sams joining us, proprietor upstairs and everywhere. The Laurelwood Golf Course Pub is one of my favorites. And, I don't do it because I don't get paid for it. Maybe I need to monetize this a little bit. But I come out here pretty much every weekend for your brunch. I bring my mom out here. It is one of her favorite spots, by the way. I'm just telling you right now.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So
the Kelly Graves thing last week, that was awesome.
Wasn't Kelly awesome?
Kelly Graves, when he came on, he just started talking.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, unsolicited. We didn't have to prompt him. Yeah, and he...
Good, because I couldn't afford to pay him to be the sponsor, advertising guy.
Nick, so great event last week for Putts for Pups.
Yes, sir.
$1,200 raised for Green Hill. It was a fantastic time. And your style, I just have to tell you, and another compliment to you and the people you have up here with Ross and Tian and Will and Rich and just so... Hagen, of course. Yeah. Hagen. So friendly, so warm and welcoming, and it really feels like a Cheers type atmosphere here. So credit to you, because the leader of the flock for here is you, and you hire the right people to engage with the public. So good on you and good on them.
Business and especially customer service stuff is just like coaching a sports team, right? So we're looking at the culture, and the culture kind of comes from the top, and then we try to find the right people, and we were fortunate enough to find Ross, Taryn, Aaron, Mika, the grounds crew, kids. Will's told you that story of him filtering through those, and you surround yourself with great people, and good things will happen.
All right, so talk about what's coming up this weekend. So we have Smoke Show again this
we're
weekend?
back on Friday for the first time in a couple weeks.
I've missed it, dude. I have missed it.
And we're kicking it off with a bang. Chef Aaron's classic prime rib. We'll have that this Friday night, all the fixins. He does some garlic mashed potatoes, just a classic prime rib plate, but done his style. So he's going to be here, like we talked about last time, around 4 a.m., just keeping an eye on that thing, spraying it down, smoking it all day, slicing it up and serving it to order. It's one of the biggest nights here, so call ahead, reserve yourself a slice there, and come enjoy a nice Friday night dinner. We've got great air conditioning.
So, by the way, do you recommend reservations for Friday night?
Especially on Friday nights, yeah. Friday nights and Sunday brunch, I would say.
We don't want anybody
definitely
standing around being disappointed, right? So reserve your spot.
Yeah, and if you have to wait, we have plenty of things to do. There's video lottery. There's walking around the course. I mean, you're not going to have a bad view to kill your time. But save your spot. Get in line. Make sure you got a piece of that prime rib ready. And remember, on those Sunday brunches, we do them on Saturday as well. So that's the other hidden key, is like Sunday brunches nuts. We serve the same food on Saturday. Sneak in here on that day and get your taste of those Benedicts and those other specials.
So we only have a few more weeks out here. We're going to do it every single week. So next week will be actually our last official week. Then we're going to pick at least 1 week a month. We're probably going to do it on a Friday before a big away game. So talk about as we kind of transition into the fall, because, I mean, it's obviously gorgeous weather right now. It's still, high 80s and such, so we're still in the throes of summer. But as the weather starts to change, the pub doesn't change. The golf course is still going to be in great shape. I mean, it's almost one of those golf courses you can play 365 days a year.
We keep it very playable at least till about November. It's Oregon, so it starts coming down. But we just shift the vibe, right? So then we're going inside. We've been working on it this week. We brought some TVs, moved them around. We're getting ready. We've got the NFL package. We have every college game you can look for. Jacob showed up with his slick new haircut.
Oh, yeah,
No
we're going to get
mullet.
him on in a second.
Oh, it's gonna be a good tip today, I
My
bet.
goodness, second. So, yeah, so but what I'm saying is that there's still going to be plenty to do, and we're going to do some tailgates up here.
Absolutely. We're going to do some tailgating before the away games. The Oregon Club's going to come up and blow it up and make it fun. You can help make some money for the kids that are involved in that. There's always something going on. We won't leave you disappointed. If you show up, you'll be entertained.
Absolutely. So that's one thing you want to stick in your hat for the fall that's coming up. Jacob Henderson is going to be coming up in just a second with our golf tip. So is there anything else you want to promote? I mean, so Bigfoot, by the way, Bigfoot Beverages, really a huge supporter of this, and we could not have done this without their help and support. So a big tip of the hat to that entire group.
Andy and the boys were instrumental in getting this all going. It was the first group I called, and Bigfoot was on board right away. They've helped us out so much, and they've got some great beers. They carry some other things that are non-alcoholic as well that we also have, Pepsi and Gatorade if you're into that sort of thing. But
So what am I drinking, though, right now? What did you bring me?
that's a Cold Fire Hazy.
And what did I have?
Same thing.
Okay, I got the same thing. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I wanted to come down and make sure you got a taste of that. That's a great brew from them. And we always have at least 2 things from Cold Fire on draft. We do have, 3-4 weeks of the Tuesday night golf league left?
Jacob's rolling his eyes up and
6.
thinking about it.
6
6
weeks.
more. Oh,
So
yeah,
6 weeks. Cold Fire is our sponsor there. So you win that $50 gift certificate to Cold Fire, whether it's a KP or long drive or whatever weird thing Jacob comes up to torture you with. That's how you win that $50 gift certificate. So we want to make sure we show those Cold Fire guys some love.
All right, buddy. Well, you know what? We love you. Thanks for supporting us and giving us this platform. We love being out here. We love the partnership, and this is not ending anytime soon.
Sounds good to me.
All right, there he goes.
Love
the
you,
great, the great Nick Sams, as he'll slide out, and sliding into the chair will be the newly shorn Jacob Henderson. As hey, look, it's pro Jacob Henderson, who gave Justin his first lesson last week. So, Jacob, welcome back. So, man,
Good to see ya.
look at you, dude.
I know. I figured I'd finally look good for you guys.
You know what?
come on.
On radio, it doesn't matter. But man, did you get rid? To turn your head around a little bit, you got rid of all of it back there.
Nice little fade.
So normally people will do that at the beginning of spring, going into summer. Now you're doing it going into fall and winter. What's
crazy.
up, dude?
Yeah, I'm just crazy. No, I've been rocking my mullet. It was a promise I made to the golf team, the high school that I was coaching for, and it just kind of stuck. But I wanted to change it up. It's summertime. It's still hot. I sweat a lot, so a little less.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I love. All right, so Justin, I want you to tell the fans because you got your first lesson.
Yeah.
Really, you dove a deep dive, and we're going to be putting up a YouTube channel with you guys, and we're going to watch Justin's progression. So, but from your perspective, Justin, from someone who obviously has never gotten a lesson before, this was your first lesson ever. So I want to hear from your perspective how Jacob did with you.
Oh, well, Jacob was great. Yeah, he's very patient with me, very uplifting to me, but realistic. I think you were very realistic with me. It's like, hey, you're not going to be good. This is like how everybody is. You think you said 99% of people suck, and that was honestly very no. I mean, that's very encouraging to me because it made me feel like, hey, I suck too, and I'm like 99% of people. So no, I mean, breaking down the swing, it was great. I think you explained things in a way that I could understand. Watching back the tape, I was interrupting you too much. I was trying to finish your sentences too much. So next time I won't do that.
No, you're fine. That's what everybody does.
Right.
That 99%.
Exactly.
They do the same thing.
Yeah. Right.
So your Jacob evaluation of Baby J as a client, as
student.
a first-time guy, a student. Yeah. So what was your evaluation?
My evaluation?
First time.
To be expected. Golf is one of those sports that people don't realize how hard it actually is until you try it. Because to be perfect at the game of golf, it requires so much time, patience, and energy to be put into something that it can be very frustrating. He didn't get frustrated, which is usually good first indicator that he's going to be good at golf. Is if you're not getting frustrated and I can see people trying to logically think through what they're trying to do. That is where you see all of the success. The kids that are 10 years old, they hit it 275 yards straight down the middle because they are thinking through it in such a logical perspective when they practice, and then they just go out and do it. So.
Well, that's what I appreciate about the way that you were handling me, was that I was getting worried about, like, I know that you could kind of overthink things. And so I'm trying not to do that. But you did a good job of, okay, let's start with here. And then once I kind of did that a couple times, then it became, obviously, like, I'm not going to get it right away, but more muscle memory than when I first started. Then we move on to the next thing. And I liked that. So I appreciated the way you did that with me.
So what's the biggest barrier? And I'm talking to the people that are out there. And by the way, you can talk to Jacob and figure out how you can get your lessons. If you email him, you can go to keepgolfsimple@gmail.com, or you can call or text him at 458-895-0782. It's on the scroll right now on YouTube. So what is the biggest barrier, you think, from people getting that first lesson? Is it that in your mind you're just like, I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to look bad to somebody else. And how do you get past that?
Ooh. The biggest barrier is our egos. You know, we don't.
You don't want to look bad in front of somebody else. You don't
that's honestly what everybody says to me. They're like, I just don't want to embarrass myself in front of somebody. And it's like, okay, no, I get that, but
you got to start somewhere.
You got to start. You got to start somewhere.
Point.
And
right.
You know, it does take a lot of courage to go take a golf lesson. Like, I can't imagine myself being 30 years old, never playing golf, and going and getting my first golf lesson.
That's this guy.
That's me.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
I can't imagine myself being in that situation because I started back when I was starting to form memories.
Right.
So trying to work up the courage to go ask another adult for help on, say, what am I doing wrong, or I want to learn some new processes.
Right.
It takes a lot of courage to go ask one person for some help.
Yeah, and I think you said the right word there, ego, because for me, you go into it and you're like, like I want to hit the ball far, and like I don't want. It's almost like weightlifting when you get into the gym and they tell you like, hey, don't ego lift because you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. But I think the thing that you said to me early in the lesson, which was really helpful, was like, okay, we're not trying to hit the ball far, we're just trying to hit it straight. And for me, it's like, okay, that makes sense because if I hit it straight, then I can work on getting it further.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is you want it to go where you want it.
Yeah.
You know, where you want it to go.
It's the hardest part of golf is just trying to hit it somewhat straight to our target.
All right, so we got a couple of minutes. What's our tip for the week?
Yeah. So the tip of the week is I want people to pay attention to their golf glove. And I want you to look at your golf glove and where are you seeing the wear marks from the golf grip on your glove.
Okay.
We want to pay attention and we want to think, where are we supposed to apply pressure in our grip, which are two of our fingers and the pad of our thumb. We don't want to see it on the outside of our hand. We want to see it underneath our hand and within our fingers. We also don't want to see our golf glove being torn to shreds. We want to see discoloration of our golf glove. So if our grip is red, we should hopefully see a little bit of red marks on there. If we have a black grip, we should see some black forming on the white part of the golf glove. When we see too much tearing or too much color, we are gripping way too hard when we're trying to swing. And typically that is right before we hit the golf ball. We really tense up, and that is what's causing all of the tearing. We should be holding our golf club as if we have an animal within our hands that we don't want to let go.
A small cat, a kitten that you want to cuddle.
Yeah, my coach used to say a bird.
Okay, that's fine.
You want to hold a bird in your hand
Sure.
so it doesn't fly away.
So would you ask somebody to show me your glove before you do a lesson?
Oh,
with
I
somebody?
can see right away based off how they're holding the club to know what their glove looks like if they're not wearing it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
If when your hand
a
is
pro.
not in the right position,
yeah.
you're going to experience improper wear marks on the golf glove, which actually makes it harder to hold the club when we're swinging faster because there's not enough friction. So when we change the position to get the wear marks in the middle of our palm and in the middle of our fingers, we actually can grip it better meaning the club doesn't twist in our hands as we're swinging really fast around ourselves.
So there is a, I don't want to say a class, or there's a group of people, and I was this way for a couple of years, and I actually just went back to it. I would swing my clubs without a glove for a couple of years, and I felt that it was just easier for me, although I was a glove guy forever, until I went back into the Midwest, and it was humid, and I tried to swing, and I could not grip my club because my hands were sweaty, the club was sweaty, and such, and then I got a glove back on, and it helped me grip the club. So are you a glove guy, not glove guy, or is there a difference between the two?
I wear a glove when I am hitting a shot that requires speed.
Really? Otherwise you won't?
Correct. Because when we're not trying to incorporate speed, we're trying to incorporate feelings or touch.
You can feel better without a glove.
Yes.
What a concept.
Yes.
All right, so there's your tip for the week. Our buddy, Jacob Henderson, keepgolfsimple@gmail.com. You can call or text him at 458-895-0782. Couple more weeks with the kids? Are you doing the academy?
Next week's the last week, and then getting ready for the college class.
Nice. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah,
Really
appreciate
appreciate
you
it.
guys.
And you look really good, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so when we come back, we hope, I don't know where she's around. She might be here somewhere. Melyssa Lombardi, I think, is lurking somewhere here. The Danny and Justin radio program live from Laurelwood as we continue here on a weekend eve. Thanks for tuning in. Also on the YouTube channel, Danny and Justin. The Danny and Justin radio program live weekend eve in the wood here at Laurelwood Golf Course. What a great tip from Jacob Henderson, the newly shorn Jacob Henderson. He looks smooth.
Very nice looking.
Yeah, he did.
Cleaned up well.
He did. All right. Cubs lost though today, right?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
I did see that.
Sorry about that, but all right. Back here on a Thursday, and welcome in wherever you're and however. Of course, over the air at 102.9 FM, 1050 AM in the Willamette Valley, and out on the coast at 92.7 FM in Newport. It's the Danny and Justin radio program, the fastest 60 minutes in sports, and we're, of course, live out here at Laurelwood on Thursdays. One more week for our regular time out here, and then we're going to pick a weekend every week throughout the rest of the fall and winter. But we are joined now, and we're very happy to have back on our program Nails. It's Melyssa Lombardi, the Oregon softball head coach, joining us. Coach, welcome back. How's summer been?
Good. It's been busy, but it's been really, really good.
So talk about, and by the way, congratulations on the contract extension. Thank you for staying here.
Thank
for
you.
A little, yeah.
No, I love it. I love being a Duck. I love what we're doing right now. I just think we're just going to continue to get bigger and better with everything that we're doing.
So let's talk about what you've been doing over the summer. Obviously, recruiting a big thing. You've been able to go out and pick a few players out. I mean, transfer portal is always really interesting on how you kind of fold players into your program, make sure you're keeping players, and what a great job your staff has done, Sam Martyr and the rest. And by the way, props to Sam getting Coach of the Year on the assistant side of things. But keeping players in your program, very important.
It is. It's really important. You know, you're as good as your athletes, and it's important that your athletes don't only want to come here and play softball for us, but they want to come here and do life with us. We talk a lot about that, and I really, really love our athletes. I love our staff, our coaches. Everybody's just very, very connected. We talk a lot about deep-rooted relationships versus surface level, and it's amazing those things that we do there that have nothing to do with softball, but then how it has everything to do with softball.
And at the end of the season, there's, I'm sure, so many emotions, it's kind of finality. How long does it take you to reset and kind of get ready for the next season? Or do you actually get time to do that? I know you're constantly doing things.
It's pretty fast and furious. You know, we get done with our season and we meet with our team and, you know, we say goodbye to our seniors, and then we start talking to our returners and what's next and what next looks like and when they're going to report and who's staying for summer and who's going to head home for a little bit. And then from there, you get into the transfer portal and you start seeing what that looks like for you and who are some athletes that could really, you know, help and enhance what you're doing with your program. And then you get on the recruiting trail and you just watch you go and watch games, and the first game starts at 8, and the last game starts at 8.
Man.
And you're just there all day long watching softball.
So has it become like a buzz? I mean, in your brain, it's just like one after another, after another, after another, but you're constantly trying to evaluate. So what's your evaluation process for trying to identify players, especially in the portal, that you want to bring into the program?
Just one, we're looking for culture athletes that we really feel are going to fit our culture and fit the people that are already here. Because you could be an unbelievable athlete, but if you don't fit us and we don't fit you, we're not going to be able to get the best out of you, and it's not going to work. So we do our homework when these guys come in, and what's nice is when we do bring transfer athletes in, just like we bring in high school athletes, our athletes are here and they get to know them and get to see, do we feel like they'll be a fit. But from there, what's nice is that you've gotten to either play them that year or follow their career that year, and know instantly what they're able to do in college.
And you've also made an addition to your staff since the last time we talked. Paige Parker, 4-time All-American, and she was under your guidance as when you were a pitching coach at Oklahoma. So what does it mean to you when you bring in a former player and you're crossing paths again and you have the same goals and you're on the same journey again? Like, what does that mean to you just as a person?
It means a lot. I just think about, to me, I feel like I'm able to be my best and do what I need to do when I have my people around me. And that's what I think of with Paige and with my other assistants. Her and I have grown up. We've come from the same program. And so our expectations are the same. Like, we align in everything that we do. So it's easy. I haven't coached her. I don't even remember how long it's been, but I haven't coached her. But she's here, and we pick off we're right where we left off because of just that familiarity and the relationship piece and all. So I think Paige is going to be excellent. Our athletes are so excited. She's brilliant in what she does, and her being able to be a huge part of our player development. I think there's so much more we're going to be able to do with our athletes now with her.
Melyssa Lombardi joining us, the leader of the Oregon softball program here at Laurelwood on a Thursday. So can you wind your mind back to 2019 when you first accepted this job, your first head coaching job, and taking over a program that had success before you got here, and then that transition, and then you hit into COVID and such. But I want to wind back just to 2019. What were your feelings like when you said, yes, and I'm going to take over my own program and build it in my way?
Yeah, it was just, I was over the moon. I was fortunate to come that January prior and speak at a coaches convention in Portland. Okay. And got to see that. And then I came and as an opponent in the spring and played. And that's where I was like, wow, I had I knew Oregon was beautiful, but just I had no idea until I got here. I loved the Jane. There's nothing better. The fans, they were so passionate and just so supportive, and it was a packed house. I loved the campus. I just remember also, too, flying in and looking down, and just I loved how green it was, and just I loved it all. And so when I got the opportunity to come on a visit, I was already familiar with it. Yeah. And Oregon is just unbelievable.
So as you want to take this program to the next level, there's obviously challenges with, NIL, with the transfer portal, with keeping players, retaining that, and then keep building the program, because it is an arms race against teams that are historically, like where you came from, Oklahoma, that are entrenched in college softball. So what is it going to take? If we can talk to the fans out there and the people who are listening, what's it going to take to maintain Oregon's stature where it is right now, because you've built an incredible program, and then get it to the next level? Where do we need to go?
Yeah, I think about your stakeholders, and I think about your players and your coaches and alum and your supporters, and just we, like, all of our stakeholders are so important to us, and they bring so much to us. So to me, if you ask any of our athletes, they'll tell you how much they love playing at the Jane in front of our fans. Just the postseason environment that we had this past year, to be able to have that every single game. on our home schedule, I think is such an advantage. We were playing great teams, but I felt like we had the advantage, especially when things got tight, because they had to feel the roar of our crowd, and they could feel the pressure, and they could, it was kind of ice in the air. It was tight, and where our team felt so relaxed and comfortable, you could tell that it was such an advantage. So I just think being able to play at the Jame and to be able to pack it, there's no better place to play. I think the resources that we have, I always talk with our athletes, and I think of our athletes as professional athletes. I think the resources that we have are amazing, and it allows athletes that are really good to be really, really elite. I think the coaching staff as well, we're able to continue to enhance upon the athletes that come to our program. We always talk about only at Oregon. It's so different here at Oregon, the things that we're able to do with our athletes and the resources that we are able to provide. I think the JAQA, our academic center, is second to none. Not only do our athletes crush it on the field, but they crush it in the classroom.
Yes,
we had a 3.5 GPA. I had 3 All-American Scholar athletes this past year. For the past 4 years, we've had at least 1 All-American Scholar athlete. So that's a big, big deal to us as well. So
Man, and that's hard to do. As someone that I struggled through school, and I got through, I got my degree, but it wasn't easy to imagine being able to be a college athlete and to be able to be successful in school. I mean, that's tough to do.
It is, and I don't want these guys just to come and pass and be eligible. I want them to come and be really, really good in the classroom, because, softball, hopefully we will be getting the contracts that our counterpart is getting right now, but we're not. And so we do have a pro league, and it's getting better and better, but, until we can get that in a better place, softball, they're going to play for so long, and then from there, to me, what does the next chapter look like? And that has to do with their academics and what they've been doing in the classroom for the past 4 years.
Melyssa Lombardi joining us, the head coach of the Oregon softball program here. The Danny and Justin radio show live from Laurelwood here, weekend eve in the Wood, as we continue here on a Thursday. So, Coach, we've got a opportunity for folks to go out and join us in, a couple of weeks out at Shadow Hills at Diamonds and Divots. It's a fundraiser golf tournament out at Shadow Hills. We're looking for some teams.
Yes, we are. Last year was our first year doing this, and we had a blast. We had so much fun. Everybody that came and were a part of it, they loved it. And so I know it's going to be a great just opportunity for us to connect with our fans, our players, all of our supporters, but just to come out and let's go hit some balls on the course and have some laughs. And we actually have some things along the course that are like softball type things.
Okay.
Really?
Yes, like last year we had a exit velo where they'd hit off the tee just to see what their exit velo. So you have all these ex-athletes that are curious to see if they still got it and what it looks like. We had a walk-up tee where we'd play their walk-up music for them to walk up to the tee box. And so it's good. It is a lot of fun. The food is amazing. I just think the people and the fellowship is excellent. It's such a great day.
You're going to get to meet players. You're going to meet coaches, and great fellowship out there. So it's September the 12th. So how do we get – I think we're looking for 12, 14 more teams to get signed up. So how do we get signed up?
We can get signed up a couple ways. If you go on social media, like on any of our social media handles, we have the link for the golf tournament. Okay. You can also call DAF and
Duck Athletic Fund.
Yes, and they'll help you out as well.
Faye Lee is our contact. Faye is amazing.
She is amazing. We love her, and she does all of our big events with her, and she's wonderful. So she can help out with sponsorships, with teams, whatever it is that you'd like to do to be a part of it. But it was a blast last year. It was so much fun. We had such a great time. And like I said, we're just kind of finalizing it and still needing some teams.
Yeah, let's get some teams out there, folks. I'm going to be out there playing. Our show's going to be out there. We're going to broadcast live on Friday, September 12th from Shadow Hills. So we'll have our program out. You might have to start because I don't know when I'm getting off the golf course, to be honest. Okay,
I'll be there.
Okay, so we'll be out there as well. So Diamonds and Divots. So we'll repost it out as well on our social media. I know the Oregon Club's going to help it. I've got my buddy over here, Travis from the back nine. I'm going to wrestle him for a little bit. What a great job that you do to try and reach back out to the community as well, Melyssa. And this is kind of unique in the sports world, especially in college athletics, where unfortunately we turn this into a business sometimes, is the fellowship that you're able to bring to the fans and the connection that you have. I mean, even with other sports here at Oregon, the players, the football players that storm the field after a win.
Oh, man, that was hilarious.
I loved it.
I mean, it is unique, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, and it's important. I think for us, all of our athletes, whether they like it or not, they have a platform. And so, how do you want to use your platform? And, we want our community to come out and support us, but I think it's important that we do the same thing, and go out and support them. We'll have 8 games this fall, and with every one of our games, we'll have some type of community type thing to go along with it. I know one of our games in October, it's Socktoberfest, and we ask all of our fans to bring brand new socks, and then we donate them. There's a lot of cool things that our team does to support our community and just to be a part of our community, and that's one thing that they just appreciate everybody that comes out to the Jane and supports them. So it's like, how can we continue to give back and get to know you and create this.
And as a leader of a program, you have so much on your plate. You could get overwhelmed by it. And we talk to coaches and they say, hey, you got to focus on what you have to do today, what you have to do the next step. So how do you compartmentalize that and not get overwhelmed with all the different things you have to do, because you just have so many responsibilities?
I think it's just having great people around you. Like everybody, all my assistants, I talk to them as being head coaches, and they all have different responsibilities, and I ask them to think like head coaches. And if you were the head coach, what would you do? Because I want to just throw them into the fire. I trust who they are and what they do, and they know what they need to get done. So I'm going to not sit and, be on top of them.
Sure, micromanage them.
Yes, not at all. There's no time.
Sure.
I trust that what they do, and I know that they can, have a heavy plate as well. So I think it's just people. I think it's people, communication, having really good organization. I think the staff I have the best staff in the country.
We're going to get back with you before the first fall game. But you do have a fall schedule. I mean, we want to accentuate that because we want people out at the Jane.
Yes, definitely. We have games in October. We're still finalizing, but in that middle of October, we have games that are going on Saturdays and Sundays, and we have one game on Wednesday that will be a 10-inning game. But once we get it all finalized, we'll get it posted. But that's a great time for people to come out and to get to know our team early. I know there's a lot of great sports going on in the fall, but if there's time to get out there for us, we'd love to have you.
And I'm sure it helps them as well to have the fans out there to get that environment.
Yes, it's pretty cool. Our new athletes in the fall, the first time they put their uniform on, you could see they get a little nervous. They're excited. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's just, you're like, well, it's only fall. It's not about the game. It's about the pride that they have and how big of a deal it is to put that uniform on. So the first time they're going to do it, it'll be in October.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So do you get to understand a little bit about what the team might look like then in the fall as well?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, we have a pretty good idea right now, but obviously now version 8 is going to be different than version 7, right?
Right.
And so we don't need version 8 to be like version 7. We need them to be who they are, but then just really understand what we have, what's in front of us, what our strengths are, what are things that we need to improve on, and from there, not just those things, but the connection piece.
Yeah, absolutely. I see a lot of crumble cookies.
Yes.
In your future.
Yes. We
By the way.
love the crumble cookies. You all, postseason, the crumble cookies, they love the boxes that you guys sent. So thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Well, we appreciate you, Coach.
Absolutely. All right, Diamonds and Divots. Go on the social media. We're going to repost it. Oregon Club's going to repost it. Let's fill the whole thing up. We're going to have our show out there, but let's not wait until we're out there. Let's get all those teams filled up, and let's have a fun time September 12th.
Yes, and it's a scramble. So dust your clubs off. We always laugh and say, grip and rip. Let's go.
Absolutely.
It'll be a lot of fun.
All right, Melyssa, thank you.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you. Yeah, Melyssa Lombardi joining us here on the Danny and Justin radio program as we wrap things up here on a Thursday. So, I mean, Justin, as we put a bow on our next to last show out here, I mean, so what's your goal in terms of your golf out? Yeah, so, I mean, you got your first lesson. Right?
Yeah, I'm learning.
So
Okay.
Melyssa's still here, and by the way, you're gonna hang out here with us. I get to do my dad joke.
Okay.
Here in
You
about
get to react
3 or
with
4
me.
minutes.
You get to
I
listen
can't
to
wait.
it.
I
Yes.
can't wait.
So what's your goals?
My goal is to not miss the ball quite as much. That was definitely a little bit embarrassing. We talked about it with Jacob earlier. You kind of try not to get too embarrassed. My ego is getting in the way with it a little bit because I'm a learner. I'm trying to keep it cool. So I guess I just make progress. Right? Is to just be better each day and to keep on getting better each day, and then I'll be a different place than I was. That's the right strategy, right?
Absolutely. Right. So do you play?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your handicap right now?
Oh, gosh, I'm not that. So, I'm left-handed, and I don't care. I write left-handed. I swing left-handed. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are you going to play, by the way?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We all will. We all love playing. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you get out here at Lowerwood at all? Have you played out here?
Yes, I have, and it's just the elevation is so awesome. Just how high and low it is. It's beautiful. Like it's gorgeous.
So your family, by the way, I'm going to dive right back in with Melyssa here a
Sure.
little bit. So I think it's your son.
Yeah, huh?
So
Gianni, yes.
Yes. So talk about him a little because I've been following and reposting some of the stuff that's been going on. He might be embarrassed by this, but talk about him a little bit.
Well, he's going into his senior year at Marist, and he's a baseball player. And so just how I do it on the softball side, coaching, and I'm recruiting athletes, we're in it as a family with him and trying to figure out where he's going to go right now. So he's been playing summer ball all summer. He's got some tournaments he's going to play in the fall. And then we're hoping by the end of the fall we'll have an idea of what's next for him. But he's a senior, so he's a graduate, a 2026 graduate.
So what kind of wisdom do you impart upon him when he's thinking about? No, so I'm just saying because you gotta put your coach hat over here and your mom hat back on about trying to guide the young man.
Yes, no, I mean. One, I speak the truth. He plays, and then afterwards we'll talk, and I'll just tell him things that I thought he did really well, and here are things that he can improve on. But
you're not his coach.
No, but I'm his mom. And I think I know. I think I have some idea of what, on that side of it. My husband played baseball. He was in the minor leagues. I think he's got some good parents that have a lot of experience and that can guide him. And then I just think on the softball side of it, I've been recruiting for a long, long time, and so I think for what I do for my job, I'm able to assist him and help him with what he's doing, and he'll have questions for me, and things that should he post on social media, and things to send to coaches and stuff like that.
So he's receptive.
Yeah. Yes.
Good.
He does. Yes, he's excellent.
Yes, that's good.
So what's the outlook this year?
For him?
Yeah.
I think we'll know by the end of the fall. Where he still has a couple tournaments left, and then we'll have an idea of as far as where he's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still waiting.
So I mean, it looks like another elite athlete. So does he get more of his talent from dad?
Uh-huh.
Does he put? Or you? Because you were a pretty good player in your own right.
I think probably a combination of both. I mean, my husband was excellent. He was a really, really good hitter. Had a strong arm. But I think obviously he gets his talent from both of us. Both of his parents were very athletic, and he's very competitive. We're all competitive, and it's been awesome to watch his journey. I do know this. I do firmly believe that all recruits in all sports, they all end where they end up where they're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And I think you just got to trust at the end of the day where he ends up. That's exactly where he's supposed to be.
All right, let's do dad joke.
Oh, a joke!
I got fired from the bank today. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her.
Dad jokes.
Watch what you say around egg yolks, kids.
Okay.
They can't take a yolk.
You see what I have to deal with every day?
Every single day.
Oh, my God.
Tomorrow back in the studio. Thanks for tuning in, friends, and being with us here at Lorewood. Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks for having
We
me.
really appreciate you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Melyssa Lombardi, head coach of the Oregon softball team. To Nick, to Jacob, Abby back in the studio. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. Put a smile on your face. Someone else says they deserve it. So do you. Till tomorrow. Peace.